Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I have a kind of Christmas set for you. Me and this client, I'm sure y'all are familiar with her by now. We feel a lot of pressure to get these crazy sets together for you guys. And this time, we're sorry if we kind of disappointed you. We hope you love it. It is simple, and sometimes you need simple nails because this set of nails she had was not simple. So I think we kind of had to recover from how elaborate this set was. This is 4 weeks old. This says 4 weeks old. I use Daily Charm Stay Put Jelly for the crystals and beads. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch it. I removed all the stones and design and polish off camera. It was a pain to get off all those beads and file the foil. Foil is a little difficult to file off because it will get caught up in the drill bits. So I usually use like 2 or 3 depending on how much foil is used because it'll get like gummy. You have to soak it off with acetone. So if you come across that, it's normal from what I've found. You just get you some old bits that you don't really care about to file off foil. So I did all that, and of course you can see I'm removing the cuticle from the nail plate with my skiver bit from Atwood Industries. As I always say, you want to hold the bit as parallel to the nail as possible so you don't cause any rings or dig into the nail. So we're trying to hold it as flush as possible to the nail. When we go around the side and the side walls, it looks like I'm lifting it up, but I'm holding it parallel to the side walls. So it kind of gets lifted up to contort around that corner, but trust me, I'm holding it as flush as I possibly can. Very light pressure, very low speed on the E-file. This is sped up, so it's always going to look more aggressive. And you can just see all that dead skin that grows on the nail plate. We cannot have this on the nail plate. It will cause lifting. Next, I'm using the round bit from Atwood Industries. And again, I'm using this on a low speed, probably a little bit faster than the skiver bit. But I'm using this to remove the dead skin that has kind of flaked off and is still connected to her eponychium, which is the live skin. So this is dead skin that I'm buffing off with this bit. We're trying to get it nice and manicured around the cuticle area. I don't really need to cut any of the dead skin away. Just this round bit is fine. I'm using it in reverse, so I'm going from left to right. I like to use it both ways. It just kind of depends on which way the skin has flaked off. Sometimes I go both ways, just trying to get it as clean as possible. So after I dusted off the nails, I wiped them down with acetone and I applied the gel bottle ink rubber base coat. Went ahead and cured that, and now we're going into application. I'm using Light Elegance Cosmetic Pink Builder. I didn't show a lot of products. We were like still trying to figure out design and everything, so I wasn't like putting products in the camera. We were still discussing, probably discussing life, who knows. So sorry about that, but it's kind of the same that I usually do. And actually, I think about that. Are y'all getting tired of it? I mean, these are watch me work, so this is the products that I love to use. For the most part, every once in a while, I'll try out new products that I know can't be, that bad or don't affect the integrity of the actual nail. But I'm always using the rubber base. I'm always using cosmetic pink on her, but it's what she likes. It's what she's paying me for. She's an actual real client. So I hope y'all guys don't get deterred by that. But these are the basics. So I am applying a slip layer. As you guys see me do, I love gel. I always praise gel. I use acrylic also, but I really love gel. And if you're just starting nails, it looks intimidating, but trust me, I really think it's the easiest product to use and to be able to perfect. Apply my slip layer, which is just an even layer I polish on essentially, and then I take a bigger bead of the gel. And I don't cure the slip layer. I take that bigger bead of gel and move it around the nail and get it level and smooth. And you can see I'm just using the very tips just to move the product how I want, then cure. So again, I'm applying the slip layer to the nail. I'm applying it everywhere I want to put product to. So I'm applying it down the nail some because we're going to rebalance some and kind of move the apex back. So I need to apply more product down the nail, not just to the fill area. So I applied that slip layer, did not cure. And you can see I'm taking a bigger bead and apply it close to the cuticle area, kind of manipulating it around. I realized that bead wasn't going to cover as far as I needed, so I kind of just blended it in. And you can see I'm going back and forth. This is sped up, so it looks real aggressive. You don't want to move super fast and crazy because you'll cause air bubbles in your gel. So move slow, very lightly, just using the tip of the brush most of the time. And then look at it from all different angles and get it all balanced out. So I shape the nails off camera, as I usually disappoint you guys with and do. And then I'm going into finish filing the actual nail. On this set, I usually don't use a carbide bit. You guys know I usually use my crosscut bit for this part for shaping, but her nails really need to be rebalanced, so I need to take some bulk of the product towards the tip of the nail off. So I'm using a carbide bit. This one happens to be from Poochie's Nails, and it's a fine grit carbide bit. So I'm debulking the nail. You might not be able to tell, but I'm really debulking the nail towards the free edge portion because her apex has grown out far down the nail. So I applied more product towards the cuticle area in the kind of center of the nail to build the apex where it needs to go. And I'm taking excess product off towards the free edge so her nails are not off balance and not too heavy. It may be hard to tell with the apex because her nails do curve, so it may translate kind of weird to you guys on camera because her nails curve and we're trying to add an apex. It's just a lot. But after I get them balanced or how I want them, I'm going in with a cross-cut bit just to add some texture to the nail and smooth out any lumps and bumps. I really like it to get the cuticle area nice and flush as well, and we don't have to use a hand buffer. I really don't like using hand buffers if I don't have to. I just feel like they can be uncomfortable and they can get nice and tight around the cuticle area like I would want them to be, because I feel like that area needs to be buffed too. We're applying polish to that point, designs, top coat, whatever. So we want it buffed around the cuticle. So afterwards, after we get them all buffed with our crosscut bit, we're going into our design. Using Perfect Red from Madam Glam. You can always use code Tabitha for 30% off. I'll be using the Seal It Up gel pen for our stones later. This is crystal clear Swarovski in various sizes. I have the sizes listed below. I'm going to go ahead and dust off the nail around the cuticle area to make sure we don't get any little pieces of debris in the nail, or we try to avoid that as much as possible. And now it's just polishing. That's it. With polish, I want to get it as close to the cuticle area as possible without touching the actual skin. With reds, you want to be really careful to not touch the skin. When you get reds or blacks around the cuticle area and the side walls, it is a lot of times very hard to get gel polish, regular polish, acrylic out between those areas, and they really stand out. And just because of the color they are red, you associate that with inflammation or blood, or black just looks dingy and dirty. So just getting those colors in the cuticle area and the side walls just really stands out and can kind of mess up your look. So I try as best as possible to be careful not to touch the skin, but also get close as possible. I'm probably breathing shallow. I'm concerned. I'm nervous. I'm just playing, but I'm just being careful.
the guild.
Okay, so now we're getting into our crystal design, which is just cuticle bling, very simple. I'm going to be showing you guys two different methods. I figured this video is short. Why not? I get some questions about it. So this is the method I've been using recently with crystal gel. I am putting a good amount of crystal gel, a surplus, because we want to sink the edges of our crystals into that gel. That's how you're going to get a hold with crystal gel. You have to put excess, and you have to sink the edges of the crystals, never on top, but the edge, so you, when it cures, it'll like physically hold the crystals in. So I'm adding my little, I just use some bouillon or caviar or micro beads, whatever you call them, and got the design how I wanted it, real simple. Cured it in the light. I'm using the Seal It Up gel from Daily Charm, or you can use a no wipe top coat and a small brush. Cured that. I'm using the protein bond. I just use that so that our top coat won't separate or pull away. And then we just get a smoother look. I like how it looks once you put the protein bond. It kind of fills in that texture we created with buffing, but make sure the top coat really holds on. We need that texture so our gel holds on, but then that protein bond kind of fills it in. I absolutely love protein bond for all different steps of the process. So that's how, real simply, I generally do it when I'm using crystal gel. I'm going in and applying a second coat of top coat just to get an even smoother, kind of shinier look. Just a tip I've shared with you guys before. So the second method is using resin. I've used resin a lot of time. That's all I used to use when I first started doing nails, except I couldn't use beads. The caviar beads do not last with resin. So just kind of avoid heartache and hurt, and don't try it with resin. It needs gel to sink into to hold those round beads on a flat surface. So I applied the stones using the resin. I did that off camera. Just applied resin, put the stones where I wanted them. It's dry. Now you can see I took that Stay Put jelly and just applied it in the areas I was putting the beads. And then I'm going to cure it. And then I'm going to do the same thing, seal it up around the stones, apply top coat. Now, the reason I don't use this method, especially if I'm doing something elaborate, is because of the breakdown in the process. One step is the resin with the stones. The second step is applying the beads with the gel. It's possible, it is more time consuming, but because this was a simplistic design, I want to show you guys the difference and be able, to show that it can be done. I just don't think it's the best. So this is our final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't be mad at us. It's still a beautiful look. I hope you guys, at the very least, learned something. So if you have, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, give my client a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.